To the next video. In a society still grappling with divisions, one man dared to dream of equality, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. His work, Annihilation of Caste, was not just a critique but a revolution in words. Let's explore Ambedkar's radical vision for a casteless India. Dr. Bhima Ramji Ambedkar, a name synonymous with justice, intellect, and courage. Born in 1891, Ambedkar was not just in India's first Minister of Law and Justice, but also the principal architect of our constitution. As a jurist, economist, and reformer, he dedicated his life to challenging the oppressive caste system and uplifting the marginalized Dalit communities. His voice was unwavering, demanding equality, dignity, liberty for every human being. The genesis of Annihilation of Caste. In 1938, Ambedkar was invited by a Hindu reformist group called the Jatpak Todak Mandal to deliver a speech in Lahore. But when the organizers read his draft, they were stunned. It was too bold, too critical of Hindu orthodoxy. They banned him from speaking. Ambedkar's response. He published it himself as a book, Annihilation of Caste. This movement marked the rise of fearless thinker who chose truth over approval. So, exposing the deconstruction, the root of caste, the Varna system. Ambedkar disserted the Varna system, often portrayed as a division of labor, and revealed its darker truth. He called it the system of graded inequality, where the upper caste retained dominance and privilege while others were condemned to servitude. For Ambedkar, caste wasn't a spiritual concept, it was a social weapon, one that robbed millions of their dignity and freedom. The scourge of caste, social and economic consequences. The caste system wasn't just about hierarchy, it shaped every aspect of life. It restricted social mobility, denying education and employment to those born in lower castes. It led to economic exploitation, forcing generations into degrading and unpaid labor. And beyond these material deprivations, it inflicted deep emotional scars, a constant denial of self worth and humanity. Ambedkar saw this as not just a social issue, but a moral crisis. Purity and pollution, unpacking the mechanisms of caste perpetuation, that is, mechanism of oppression. So Ambedkar explained how caste sustained itself through idea of purity and pollution. The so-called pure avoided contact, food, and even shadow of the impure. Endogamy, marrying within someone's caste, endured. The cycle continued, while occupational segregation tied people to their birth roles. This wasn't divine order, it was social engineering of inequality. Why Ambedkar demanded annihilation, not reform? Ambedkar rejected the idea of merely reforming caste. He argued, you cannot reform a system that's built on discrimination. The only solution was its complete annihilation. He urged Indians to confront caste not as tradition to protect, but as a disease to cure. True democracy, he said, could never coexist with caste. His vision for a casteless society. Ambedkar's blueprint for change was revolutionary. He promoted education as the weapon for liberation. He called for constitutional safeguards and affirmative actions for marginalized groups. He envisioned intercaste marriage as bridges of unity. And above all, he believed in a society founded on liberty, equality, and fraternity, the three pillars of true democracy. enduring legacy and call to action. Even today, Annihilation of Caste continues to inspire scholars, activists, and movements across India. Studies shows that 75% of young Indians still acknowledge the existence of caste discrimination, proving that Ambedkar's message is urgent as ever. As he once said, I like the religion that teaches liberty, equality, and fraternity. So, how do we honor his legacy? By educating ourselves about caste realities, by challenging discrimination whenever we see it, and by ensuring every human being, regardless of birth, is treated with equal dignity. Let's not just remember Ambedkar, let's live his message. So, thank you for watching. If Ambedkar's idea inspired you, like, share, and subscribe for more insightful discussions on literature, language, and communication. Would you like me to this? Okay, until then, bye from Dhanya.